Hello viewers, brand new update 1.54 in Gran Turismo is upon us, the November update. Now this features 5 cars as you can see in the trailer, however there is a lot more to it than just that, including the enhanced update for PS5 Pro. So we're going to jump in and find out if this is a good update or not. And as before, we're going for the big 1 million subscribers, get yourself subscribed. So as ever we have the whole list of items here, as you can see quite a lot of things. So firstly, the 5 new cars which are in the game, as you can see at the top. These are the ones you saw in the trailer. First of which is the Ford Escort RS Cosworth. This one is in the used car dealership, 147,000 credits. It's definitely a classic car, really happy to see this one. And then we have a couple of Porsches. So we have the 2020 911 Turbo S and the 2023 Mission X, a very intriguing car, this one. I'm not going to buy it right now because I need to save up for the car you can see on the left hand side here, the Mercedes-Benz W196R from 1955. This was just added. So yet another 20 million credit car added into the game. And if, like me, you don't fancy buying the Porsche just yet, you can drive it in the new lap time challenge in sport mode. And then last but certainly not least, we have yet another Suzuki Jimny. I mean, we got this one a couple of months ago, and I mean, do we need another one? Probably not, but it's there. That brings the total amount of cars in the game to 519. A fair mix of cars there, but no new race cars. Bit frustrating, but also another Jimny. Do we really need another Jimny? Probably not. Anyway, next up is the PlayStation 5 Pro update. This one is much anticipated for us on the Pro version. There's a thing called PSSR, so PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, and with this they've increased the image quality and the frame rate at the same time. And in order to turn that on, you just go to the menu, and then down here you have the option to enable it. Next up we have ray traced reflections have been introduced during races. This was only ever possible during replays previously, and in order to select that again in display, you do have to have this setting enabled rather than the frame rate mode. Also here we have 8K resolution compatibility, and then the bottom 2 bullet points are about the VR. So VR is much improved, and we will try that out in a second. So I'm going to quickly test out this ray tracing, and this is best done in a mode or a time of the day where you have reflections. You can see here we're on this race at Tokyo at night in the rain. And the differences between this mode and let's just say the regular mode on PS5 before the update, it's not massive. It's honestly such a small difference. It is noticeable to me. I do think the cars look clearer. I think the reflections are slightly better. I mean, just looking at the car in front there, I do think the cars look sharper. I think everything is just like a little bit sharper. The detail is there. Even if it's just like the reflections or the the rain coming off the tyres in front, or the detail of the buildings in the distance. I think everything is just like a little bit smoother. Is it worth £700 of your money to go and buy the new console for this update? Like, probably not, because it is such a small difference, but it is the best way to play this game. And, I'm glad I've got the PS5 Pro, let's put it that way, as I smash into the wall. You might be noticing I'm playing on a different wheel actually. I'm on the SimMagic FX Pro at the moment with the Alpha U wheelbase. I will make a video about that. That is coming very soon, but of course this video is more about the update. I think when you jump into the replay, I think you can see the difference here. It's going to be really hard to judge this based on a YouTube video, because video is always going to look worse than what you see actually on the screen. I do think that from this, looking at the interior, looking at the car in front, looking at that Audi, the detail does just look better. I can't quite describe it. It just looks sharper, more colourful, more vibrant. And, it's probably only a small 10, 15, 20% improvement, but it is slight, and it is there. I think it's also worth quickly trying the frame rate mode as well. So I've jumped into the same race here, exactly the same settings as before. Now in frame rate mode. Now the first thing I'm already noticing is sort of the detail coming off the spray of the cars in front. Definitely worse. No, not bad, but definitely worse than before. However, having said that, I think it is better for me anyway to play in frame rate mode. I just prefer this mode. it does run smoothly. Not to say that the ray tracing mode didn't run smoothly, it actually ran very smoothly, but I tend to just go for this mode anyway. And then the last bit, as we said, is all about the VR mode, which I'm going to test out now with the PSVR 2. Okay, so I'm sat here in the Porsche Mission X, just trying to judge what the difference is in quality. I do think it's like marginally clearer. I'm still getting like the slight unclearness, like nothing crazy. There's still some fuzziness, I would say, within the graphics, but I think the true test might be whether or not it runs smoothly with lots of rain and with lots of cars. So this new setting here within the display settings, VR positional reprojection settings. We can turn that on and see what this looks like. So as ever, I think a good place to go to test this is the Nürburgring. Let's see how this is with other cars on a, the biggest track in the game. I mean, it's very smooth. I would say there's not an immediate noticeable difference in graphics, maybe a slight improvement. It's very hard to say, to be honest. You can see the reflection off the back of the car in front. I would say they're running like totally smoothly, but I think the overall detail is good here. But I must be honest, it doesn't seem like a massive improvement. I think for me the main difference is actually more with the smoothness. It seems to just load everything effortlessly. I can't see any evidence of the game struggling to load any of the trees or anything in the distance or the cars in front, any of the detail at all. Looking in the mirrors again, it seems very smooth. That seems to be the main takeaway from this. That's the PS5 Pro section of this update, and for me, definitely an improvement. Nothing incredible, nothing major. It's not game breaking, but definitely is noticeably better. I'll still say only 10-15%, something like that, but for me it is noticeable. Is it worth you buying a PS5 Pro? Probably not if you're already on PS5 and you're happily playing the game, but if you do want to play this game in the optimum way, then you're going to have to get yourself the Pro. Next part, Gran Turismo Sophie. So 2 new circuits for the AI, one of them being the Tokyo East clockwise layout, as you can see here with the logo. The other one being the normal forward layout of Trial Mountain. Now, I'm not going to go into detail here because we all know what Sophie is by now. It's been rolled out over many years. To be honest, I don't know when this thing will ever be completed. It seems to be taking forever, but 2 new tracks for that. So new World Circuit events. Whenever we have new cars added, we always get a couple of new events to go along with those as well. One of which is Porsche Cup at Laguna Seca. There's a new Jimny race at Grand Valley South, and a race of turbo sports cars at Mount Panorama. There's also a new cafe menu in extra menus down at the bottom on the right hand side, number 42, to do with Ferrari. Now luckily I already have the 3 cars required, meaning I get a 6-star roulette ticket, which we're going to open right now. And there's 2 coins there, and I didn't get coins. Imagine that, guys. We actually got a car. Beautiful stuff. So next up, something that actually isn't in the patch notes, and that is at the top right of the screen, as you can see here. So coming up on December 7th and 8th, we've got the Gran Turismo World Series World Finals in Amsterdam. And ahead of that, we have 2 races here for the Manufacturers and the Nations Cup, reflecting, I guess, what will go on in those World Finals. So the Manufacturers Cup race is a 6-lapper around Spa in Group 3 cars. The Nations Cup race is around the Nürburgring 24-hour layout with the X2019. Just 2 laps, but it is the long track there. So I'm going to quickly do this. I'm going to join as the Lexus for the Manufacturers. So as you can see, I've caught up with the leader on lap 3. I don't think this is going to be... It's not a tricky race. There's no strategy involved really. The fuel and the tyres are set to 0, so there's no need to pit at all. It's just a straight dash. But there is a best record, as you can see on the top, so try and get a quick finish time and see where we place in the world. There we go, 13 minutes 43, and I don't know where that is in the world, but it's 4th on my friends list, and someone's done it more than a minute quicker. 12:26. That is ridiculous. So the Nations Cup race here, X2019, 2 laps, Nürburgring 24. Again, there's no strategy here, it's just a straight dash, so let's see how quickly we can do this. Okay, there we go, 13 minutes flat. So you can gain 2 million credits total for both of these races. It says 500,000 top prize, but that means if you finish first, you also get the other prizes as well. So million per race. Next up, engine swaps. We have a bunch of engine swaps, as you can see here, and that includes the Volvo 240 Estate, as you can see at the top of the screen, 1,037 horsepower. A couple of other things here. We have a new brand of wheels, Rotiform, added to the game, and new rims for existing brands, American Racing, KMC, and Motegi Racing. And last but not least, Colorado has been added to Scapes. Actually, that's not the end of it, because we have a few more other adjustments here. Now, Legend Car dealerships, over time, the prices go up, and they have just done that. The subsequent price revision is scheduled for March 2025, so the prices will probably change or fluctuate, probably go up in March 25. Overall verdict on update 1.54. I think mixed bag. I think PS5 Pro users will be happy with the enhanced update. In terms of the content, the 5 cars are good, they're okay. Of course, no race cars there per se, so it would have been nice to see another Group 1 car, Group 3 car, something like that. But most importantly for me, the lack of a new circuit is the most worrying. I would say that we've had one new track in the last 12 months, which was Eiger Nordwand. And before that was the ice circuit, Lake Louise, added early November last year. 2 in 13 months, 1 this calendar year. So also, let's not forget, back in March 2022, Polyphony did promise that they're going to be adding new missions, including 24-hour missions, which still hasn't happened yet. And of course, in the trailer, they teased Apricot Hill with the Find Your Line thing, and that still has not appeared. So definitely a mixed bag update. Of course, it's great to have free updates with free content, but personally, I would definitely be looking for more, especially with the tracks. But let me know your thoughts, everyone. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.